Hello, my name is Safia Paul. I am the co-founder of Allez, and we are here with Dazzle magazine. Allez has been in operation now for just over a year, and what inspired us to start Allez was through our travels. So my co-founder and I, Melissa, we went to Ghana for the year of the return, and while we were there we experienced a lot of traffic going to the different events, and we started thinking about St. Lucia Carnival that was coming up, and we were going to experience the same thing in St. Lucia. How can we get on top of this to try to alleviate those issues? And so, you know, ride sharing services is not something that's new. The apps are not something that's new. We were like, maybe we can implement that in St. Lucia to help alleviate that problem. Melissa and I met a couple of years ago through Dazzle. Dazzle was a friend of each of us separately, and because he knew how we were both, you know, love to travel, free-spirited, etc., he insisted that we met. And so we got that set up. I was going to the place where she was living in the US, and we met each other, and it was instant chemistry. So from since then we've been friends, and you know, years later, you know, after just partying and traveling together, then we, you know, went into business together. So the name Allez came from traveling again. So my co-founder and I, we were in Dominica with a friend, and we had, you know, we had the idea, we already started, you know, building it, but we couldn't settle on a name. So we just kept on throwing out things. And then she said, I know Allez. And we're like, that's the one. So it was really just happened to be, you know, whatever we were doing, throwing out suggestions, and then it just clicked for both of us and we ran with it. But neither Melissa or I have a formal background in IT, but what we do have is we used to do process improvement for a bunch of companies in the US. And so in working with process improvement, a lot of times you also get involved in technology because that's what's being used to drive a lot of these businesses. So that's the exposure we had. We had to get some assistance from other St. Lucians who were more versed in technology in order for us to get to where we are today. So since we've started, the reception has been pretty good. We to date have about 1,300 riders who've downloaded the app in the App Store, and 600 drivers who've downloaded the app in the App Store. So we're getting a lot of traction. We want the numbers to increase, of course, and just to continue providing service to everyone. In order for you to use Allez, it's available in both the Apple App Stores and the Google Play Store. So if you go in there and you search Allez, A-L-L-E-Z, that's if you want to be a passenger. You go in there, download just like you would any other app. And it's a simple, you know, a couple of questions, about 6 or so, for you to register. And as soon as you register, you're in the app. You choose, you know, from where you want to go to where you want to go. Press confirm, it will tell you the price, and then you just select it. That's really how simple it is for the passenger. On the driver end, you go to the App Store and you look for Allez Driver, and then you register. But there's a couple of other sets for the drivers because we need to, you know, make sure that they're, you know, fit to drive people around. So drivers then have to go into their menu. There's a portion called Manage Documents and Vehicle Registration. Put in their vehicle registration, upload their documents, and then once they do that, we will be able to approve them for them to become drivers. So in terms of coverage to St. Lucia, Allez is island-wide 24/7. The only thing is we're dependent on drivers. So we have drivers who are registered in every part of St. Lucia, but again, this service is one of flexibility, and the drivers can make their own schedule. So the availability to passengers is based on whether or not a driver in that area decides to be online at the time that you want him. So if they're offline, then there's no service. But if they are online, then we're able to cover everywhere in St. Lucia. So it's really dependent on the drivers more so than whether or not we can cover the, you know, the technology can cover our island. Everybody in St. Lucia can participate once there's a driver around to take them. So Allez has partnered with a couple of businesses, some formally, some informally, even, you know, some artists, performers, etc. So for instance, we had a partnership with Jamari's gas station to assist our drivers with getting better rates for their fuel. So we're working on that too. There's a technology coming out where they can earn some points, and we have to roll that out a little bit further. We've also had talks with both Flow and Digital actually about how we can engage them, because our service is dependent on data. It's dependent on who's online, who can be online, how much they can be online. And I know people sometimes talk about how quickly their data ends. So we've been having a lot of discussions with stakeholders like that, because our success is also dependent on the services that they provide. Myself and my co-founder, technology is not our first language. It's not a language that's easy to us. So upskilling ourselves is one of the challenges. We have to now think about what courses we can do to get ourselves, up to speed on the technology. To overcome that challenge, we're looking into going into courses, into school. We've also, reached out to some of our colleagues. We have a colleague from St. Lucia as well as another from Dominica who, they work in companies where they do tech software engineers, and that's their line, that's their language all the time. So we've leaned on people who have those expertise to assist us. So the advice I would give is you have to be committed, or at least know why you're doing what you're doing. So another thing, we have a lot of issues in our country, in our region, that require solving. And so a lot of times if you focus on that, focus on solving a problem, then you might have a lot of success, because then you're improving the lives of other people by doing so. So to get in touch with Allez, you can find us on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter. Our handle is @WeAllez, so that's WIALLEZ. Our website is also weallez.com. And then on the app stores, however, it's just Allez. So Allez and Allez Driver, if you search that in your app store, you'll be able to find the apps. To get more information, you can find us on social media and our website. So we also have YouTube, and we'd love if people subscribe there. We have a bunch of videos we've been putting out to share the uses of Allez, more situational. So definitely looking forward to seeing you guys there. Subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget to subscribe to Dazzle Magazine on YouTube.